அதாவது அவங்க ஸ்கூல் நடக்குது, இப்படி ஒரு நடக்குது, பிரின்சிபல் கையெழுத்து போட்டிருக்காங்க.
இருக்கு
என்னையா
எக்ஸிபிஷன் நீங்க பார்க்க வாங்கங்கிற மாதிரி தான் இருக்கு. அது
பார்க்க வாங்க, அந்த இன்விடேஷன் தான் அது. அதுல எக்ஸிபிஷன் பார்க்க வாங்க
எக்ஸிபிஷன் அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி தானே தவிர.
ஆமா, அது அப்புறம் இன்னொன்னு யூஸ்வலா வந்து எக்ஸிபிஷன் சீஃப் கெஸ்ட் எல்லாம் வச்சு இஃப் தே டூ, அப்படி இல்லாமையும் எக்ஸிபிஷன்ஸ் உண்டு.
அதான் அப்படி இல்லாம உண்டு
வச்சிருக்காங்க,
நம்ம எல்லாம் பார்க்க போற மாதிரி, அவ்வளவுதான்.
ஆமா அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு வச்சிருக்காங்க. சரி, ஒண்ணு நமக்கு ஒண்ணும் பெருசா ஒண்ணும் கெட்டு போயிட போறதுல இல்ல, அவங்களுடைய ப்ரொசீஜரை யோசிச்சு பாக்குறதுக்கு வேடிக்கையா இருந்துச்சு.
ஆமா 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 ஆமா. அவ அப்படி வந்து அதை ப்ரொஜெக்ட் பண்ணல. அவ அப்படி ப்ரொஜெக்ட் அப்படி பண்ணல.
ஆமா,
அது அவ பண்ண தப்பு தான். ப்ரொஜெக்ட் பண்ற விஷயம் விதம் தானே.
ஆமா, அவங்களுக்கு விளங்கணும் இல்ல, அவங்களுக்கு விளங்காது.
நீங்க வந்து உங்களுடைய கைண்ட் அட்வைஸ் உங்களுடைய இதை கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா நல்லா இருக்கும் சார், இது பார்த்து அப்படின்னா அது வேற.
ஆமா ஆமா. Okay, all set. Now I don't have to show the reference picture, right? Or do you want to see the reference picture? Anyone wants to see the reference picture? வேண்டியதில்ல, வேண்டாம், இருக்கு, ஏற்கனவே இருக்கு. Okay, yesterday I was talking about another knife. Of course, this knife you know, this set you know, this is available everywhere. And this was one of my first palette knives, at least. This is Winsor & Newton palette knife. This is at least 50 years old, 50, 55 years old. Even when we were doing our graduation in Kumbakonam, I had this. It is so used, it is broken. I don't know if you can see. So I still have it, but this is a very interesting knife. This curve is useful when you're doing a curve like that, you can go like that. It can turn, so this is a very interesting knife. Now I'll be taking a few knives out. Whichever knife is useful, I'll be handling it, but I'm going to be using this also. This knife was not available in India for a very long time. I think I got this in 2018 or something, 2018 or okay, so around that time. And the local people saw this and they started manufacturing this. Okay, so this knife is now available in India. It was not available in India, and now it is available in India. Okay, so these are some informations about knowledge. Starts with information, like then we decide, okay, do we need this information? How much of this information is needed, so on and so forth. Okay. You don't need the reference, but I need the reference. I need the reference. I don't know where the reference is. Okay, on there. I'll open that. இதை திறந்து தான் வச்சிருந்தேன், திடீர்னு காணாம போச்சு. ஓகே, அப்படி ஒரு ஓரத்தில் வச்சுக்கிறோம். அது ஓரத்தில் வச்ச உடனே சடார்னு வந்து ஓகே. இப்ப என்ன செய்யணும்னா, what we have here is I made this part quite darker for the drama. Now I'm going to make this part slightly grayish blue. Where is my white? I think that is one of my whites. I don't think I'm going to use that. I will use another one. I'll use that white. And I'd like to take a little bit of blue. I'm going to sort of take almost all the colors out. Because I turned my palette. Now, like I have spoken about my palette. This is a regular palette that you get in a set. Not like I got a present as a set, and this was inside that. I have wrapped it around with cling film. Okay, I have spoken about this earlier. So now this is dry. I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to use this side. And after this work is over, I'll just throw it out. Okay. I think I'm going to be using a lot of white. So I've taken enough white for that. Let it take a little bit of blue. Not much, huh? Little bit of blue would be, say, a quarter inch squeezed out. And I think this is going to be over today. Okay, and I'm going to squeeze out some medium. I usually pour out my medium on the colors and have a drop of water on top. Hope, and even these can go into your theory record. This is a method that a regular user, an expert you can call, is following for a certain kind of result. Okay, so you can actually have this in your notes. Always have a cloth near you or a tissue near you. Okay, let me get that color as the local color, which is a gray. Burnt sienna. Actually, I have a gray. I don't know when I'm going to be using that because I haven't used it at all. Oh my God. No, I can't go out now. If I go out, I'll have to change everything. What I'm going to do is, but I have to close this. So to do that, I think I'm going to put a tape around. If the lid is lost, I haven't lost my lid, it just fell down. It just jumped out of my hand and went far away. I have told you, like when I'm sitting here, I'm totally arrested. And to get up, I have to move everything. I have to move the camera setup. I have to move the light. I have to move my easel. My easel is my chair. I have to move that. So it's extremely difficult to do that. So I'm just going to wrap it up like that. Sounds like a child's play, but that's the best way I can think of. to close this for now. என்ன செய்யறது அதை மூடி தூரத்துல போய் விழுந்துருச்சியா எந்திரிச்சு போறதா இருந்தா 10 நிமிஷம் ஆகும் திரும்ப வந்து எல்லாத்தையும் செட் பண்றதுக்கு. Okay, now where is the small knife? This is the new knife, this is the old knife. I think I'm going to use the old knife. Let me get a gray first, blue gray, by mixing burnt sienna and cobalt blue, a blue and a brown. Okay, it's almost there. It's almost there. But we don't want it this dark. I had to mix it thoroughly. Sometimes we don't mix it thoroughly. I have been telling you that. Now I'm going to take a lot of white. Okay, I'm going to take a lot of white and mix it. Okay, this too can be thoroughly mixed because the egg is going to be smooth. Okay, so let's see what happens. Now, like I can apply over the dark area that I have here and scrape it off. பிரேமா நீ இந்த பக்கம் வர்றப்ப சொல்லுல. இந்த பக்கம் வர்றப்ப சொல்லுன்றேன். என்னுடைய மூடி அங்க போய் விழுந்துருச்சு. I think I'll go to my special knife, that knife. I call it a special knife because this knife was not there. This was not designed for a very, very long time. Till 10 years back, this kind of a knife was not available in the market. Not available at all. I don't know if some artists made it for themselves. Now that's how new equipments come, artists என்ன வந்துட்டாங்களா இருப்பீங்க. எனக்கா இருக்க போகுது, எனக்கா தான் இருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். Okay, what I'm doing is I'm trying to make this part slightly light, lighter than the rest of the parts, just to show that there is a heavy light coming from the right, coming from our right. Okay, now I can go to this part. See, it's not just application. You have to have a texture there. The texture makes the palette knife work interesting. Okay, so I'll just take a photograph and show you what the texture on the egg is. Okay, just a second. I'm not applying. They take one sweep. I can take it shake like that. Then the texture won't be there. We want the texture. The egg is very smooth. Okay, naturally, the egg is very smooth. So Now what I'll do is I will scratch this area to show the bottom, the dark that we gave there, right? And apply over on the top a little bit here and there. It comes out like that. Can you see that if I do one clear sweep, it won't be interesting. Huh? We will give a little bit at the top also. Without the texture, this is not uh, uh, palette knife work. Huh? Without the texture, it won't look like a palette knife work. So we have to have the texture, but the egg is smooth. That also we have to show. So the gradation becomes smooth, but the texture remains as a texture. Okay? Do you understand what I mean? The texture remains as a texture, but the gray tone moves. Maybe if I want, I can make that darker or lighter. Some areas I can make it slightly darker, some areas I can make it slightly lighter. That is one thing I forgot to do, which I might have to do stop work and do. I didn't apply mosquito cream, without which it is very, very risky. When it bites, we don't understand it's biting. When it's over, it's so very annoyingly painful. Okay. Okay, I think that's better. And now I can come down. Now I can come down and make this part. My hand is shaking like a leaf. Because the slightest mistake, I'll have to start all over again. Huh? Okay, so I think that worked. I have to bring the dark here also, or else it won't make sense. Huh? And make the dark here also. Okay, while we are doing this, this will get slightly dry and we can apply one more light. Okay. Okay. I told you that I'll show this part clearly. Huh? Okay. Let me just bring it. Take a photograph and show it to you. Just the egg. But I have to give that one more light. Once I have given the light for the rest of the elements, okay, let me show you that. Can you see clearly? Anyway, I'll be sending it to you. I'll be sending it. I'll send it across from now to your to our group. DFA batch 15. Okay. Okay, you got it? You must have got it by now. And see how much texture there is. Okay. Okay. Now what are we going to do? We can go to this part. But I would like to do something here because that area is, I have to take a little bit of orange. I have yellow, I have blue, I have brown. I am taking a little bit of orange. You want to see the palette? I'll show you the palette. Mm. Where did I leave my brown? I wrapped my brown carefully and left it somewhere here, and I don't see that. மூடி எங்க புள்ள வச்ச? ஆ? ஓகே, என்னுடைய மூடியையும் காணும், பிரவுனையும் காணும். சுத்தமா தெரியல புள்ள எனக்கு. ஓ, அங்க போயிடுச்சா? சரி, இப்ப பிரவுனா தேவையான. I wrapped it with the paper and kept it somewhere here. Okay, I got it. So I got the lid. Prema brought the lid for me. Tomorrow I have to leave by 11 o'clock from home, and 11:30. Uh, it just takes 1 hour for me to go to the bus station. But what happens is, mm, if I wait, 2 o'clock is my bus. If I wait till 12:30 or so, sometimes I don't get a bus. Which is frightening. If I miss a bus, I won't be able to come for whatever reason I'm coming to Chennai for. Hmm? Which is terrible. Hmm? I come for something, I plan to come for something, and if I'm not able to come, it is terrible, isn't it? So I leave very early. I leave about an hour early. I leave about 2 hours early, thinking now if in case there is a delay, I can manage. Whenever I'm very ready, I will immediately get my auto. When I'm not ready, I don't get my auto. Okay, let me just make this place a little bit lighter. The highlight will come there, no? Okay, but the reflected light is also there, in some places. In some places, the reflected light is there. Oh, see, I kept my finger on the egg. If I don't have my camera right in front of me, I would be having a mall stick. You know what a mall stick is, sir? A stick that I keep like that and use for leaning my finger on the easel. I wish I could show my palette while I'm mixing colors, but how do I show it? Like it's so difficult to lift it every time and show it, keep it down. Uh, so probably when probably like when I have a workshop in Chennai Bridge Academy or something. Okay, like what I was planning was for those who live in South India, uh, I and Iyer sir were planning to have a workshop in a place called Kodaikanal, which is planning it for September. Mm. Yes, it's still planning. No? Like nothing is solid, finalized, and we don't even know if this is going to happen, but we are planning. Huh? Mm. A residential workshop for 2 days, probably a Saturday and a Sunday. We reach there on Saturday morning and we work for a day, work for a day and a half. Huh? Mm. And come back on, leave there by Sunday evening is what we were planning. But nobody has replied to us, so we don't know if that's going to happen or not. We have a homestay place there. A friend runs it, and we can get a sort of concession. So I thought, now we will, since most of us will be, now as I was planning, most of us will be very known people. Mm, we can share our expenses instead of charging a fees. If any of you think that you'll be interested, you can always contact me or Iyer sir, and we'll discuss this. Okay, you see how it is built, huh? Just like now, like usually the palette network is not built like this. It'll be much simpler. Hmm? But I like to do it like this, where a lot of tones are given, huh? Depending upon the time, of course. Like if there is a lot of time, then we can do like this. If there is not much time, then we'll have to restrict it. Uh, See, that is what improvisation is all about. I mixed the color for the reflection on the silverware. Yeah, I don't know if it's a silverware or a white metal, but we'll call it a silverware. Uh, I'm using the same color for the reflected light, which is working, you know, which works. Okay, now I can take a little bit of orange, mix it with this, mix a little bit of yellow. There are some lighter areas which are bright here and all. There are some lighter areas which are bright. Okay. Okay, now we'll go to a yellow orange. All the colors have to be very bright on the orange. Generally the edges in an oil painting or an acrylic painting, when we are doing with a brush, we'll be very careful, right? Here we won't be that careful. No, we can be slightly and deliberately loose, not careless, but loose. See, that's how I merge it. I take some more color from somewhere and I bring that in, some more color, the orange, here. When we are blending, we take both the colors, keep going over it, okay, and the colors blend. Okay, so that is a texture, huh? A clear texture. I want it to be slightly lighter, uh, and I don't want it to be too light. Okay, that should be enough. We don't want it to be too accurate, you know. Okay, so that is that. Huh? Uh, we'll go to a lighter tone, and that light is slightly bluish. Huh? The highlight here is slightly bluish. It's a very bright highlight, but it is bluish. Okay, so that I will come back again. Now I'm going to give a few dark strokes just to show that the texture is going in also, from this to that. ரொம்ப டீட்டெயில் போயிட்டு இருக்கேன் நான் யாரு இல்லாட்டி போலாமா போக
என்னது?
வேண்டிய ரொம்ப டீட்டெயில் போயிட்டு இருக்கேனோன்றேன் ஆனா செய்ய வேண்டியதுதான்ல என்னதான் செய்ய முடியும்ன்றதை காட்டிடலாமே
நல்லா இருக்கு. ஆமா, எவ்வளவு
ஆ,
இது
ஆமா டைம் இருக்கு அப்படின்றப்ப அதை செஞ்சு காட்டலாம் இல்லையா சி வாட் ஐ எம் சேயிங் இஸ் if we are sort of restricted for time, then we do whatever we can do within that time. Now that we have enough time, we can actually manipulate the medium to show, like what we can do. That's how it comes. Hmm? Okay, so let that dry for a while. Hmm? Let that dry for a while. As we are doing the uh, uh, suddenly a white came there. And okay, that doesn't matter. Reflected light from the egg, we'll say. Naturally, the painting is painting itself. The edge has to be smooth. If it was a canvas painting, then I would just take a rough brush and meld it, mold it there. Here, I'm not able to do that, so I'm okay. So now this is almost there. Okay. Now I'm going for the highlight. Before I come to the white is going to be a small area, not a very large area, but there is going to be a light which is almost like white. Okay, I have to do this part before I come to that. Uh, this part. Regular palette knives won't take this curve. This curve would be very difficult with regular palette knife. So this knife is great for this kind of work. Somebody left. That's a reflection of the egg. The orange should have come this side, nah? The orange would be seen more. The egg will be seen less, isn't it? It became too much, I know. I'll have to take it off, huh? But let me do the rest of the things before I take that off. That'll be reflected light, but it's not going to be strong. At least I don't want it to be strong. That'll be above the dark line, huh? Because the light is coming from above. So that'll be above the dark line, okay? It doesn't have to go all through, but in some places, huh? Okay. Huh? I'll have to make a little bit of dark out there, which has become suddenly light. Hmm? Where do I keep my finger? Almost done, Ella.
ஆமா ஆமா ஆமா.
Hmm?
ம்.
Almost done. I know.
இது
The
ஒண்ணு
background. Yeah.
அந்த
Yeah.
இதுல ஜார்ல வர ரிஃப்ளெக்ஷன் இருக்குல்ல ஆரஞ்சு,
Ah. Ah.
இப்ப நீங்க வைக்கிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி வரைக்கும் அது 100% அப்படியே ரிஃப்ளெக்ஷனாவே இருந்தது. இந்த அந்த ஒயிட் வந்து கொஞ்சம் ஆரஞ்சுல கிராஸ் பண்ணா நல்லா இருக்கும் தோணுது. இந்த ஒயிட் கோடுகள் போட்டீங்கல்ல, கொஞ்சம் ஒயிட்ட கிராஸ் பண்ணா நல்லா இருக்கும். ஏன்னா இதுக்கு முன்னாடி வந்து ரிஃப்ளெக்ஷனா தான் இருந்தது. ஆனா இந்த ஒயிட் லைன்ஸ் போட்டோடனே அது வெளியில வந்த மாதிரி ஃபீல். அது கொஞ்சம் உள்ள போச்சுன்னா ரிஃப்ளெக்ஷனாவே போதும் போதும்.
இன்னொரு லைன் கூட போட்டோம் லேசா அந்த லைன்.
திரும்ப உள்ள ரிஃப்ளெக்ஷனாவே
உட்காந்துருச்சு. அது போய் இராது கொஞ்சம் போல எடுக்கணும்னு. ஓகே, அவ்வளோ போதும். அவ்வளோ போகுது. இப்ப see, and I was talking about giving a very mild coat to fill up the dark spots. I prefer that it is a sort of a blue. Okay. I'm going to give a glaze or a scumble. Okay. This will be generally be done only by people who have a lot of experience with these colors. I'm mixing a blue brown, okay, and making the whole thing dull. The whole place is becoming dull. And the background dots are also hidden. Okay, that highlight needs to be strong. Highlight needs to be strong, but I don't have a place to keep my finger. I think that should be enough. Okay, and அந்த இடத்துல ஒரு கோடு போட்டுருவோம் இல்லையா? விழ மாட்டேங்குது பாருங்க இந்த இடத்துல. The paint is very thick, so the paint is not sitting on that. Okay, I'll just leave it like that. இல்லை என்னமா செஞ்சு it could become a problem there. So let it just leave it like that. Okay. Okay, some places where we want the colors to be dull, where we want the background to come out and things like that. This is a very, very commercial technique. Like nobody will notice it. இதைத்தான் இவன் நம்ம பேர் என்ன இந்த டெக்ஸ்சர் வரைவானையா
இவனா
ராம் சுரேஷ்.
ராம் சுரேஷ்
ராம் சுரேஷ் வந்து ப்ராசஸிங் அதை
ஓ, அதுக்கப்புறம் இதை பண்ணுவானா?
ஆமா, இது பண்ணி தான் அவன் அந்த டெக்ஸ்சரை வந்து வெளியில கொண்டு வர்றான்.
ஓ,
இங்க வந்து என்னன்னா, the background is stronger than the actual foreground. இங்க இந்த பெயிண்டிங்ல. So I'm trying to bring the background down. None of the texture will go away. Backgroundல வச்ச texture, it won't go away. It will remain. But what happens is, see, there were whites out there which were showing as canvas. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Coming, sir. No. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just a minute, sir. வர சொல்லேன். Okay. See, my dear friends, I'll have to go now. We'll close this for a while. Okay. I have to fill my SIR form. Like that is very, very important. I can't. Sir, வாங்க உள்ள வாங்க. Sir, please come. Sir, I'm in a class. I'll just finish in 2 minutes and come, sir. Okay. Okay. Can we close for now? For today? Aire?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah, like the SIR is here. I can't help here. Huh?
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
So, but the painting is complete. Painting is complete. I might increase the white there. If I'm going to increase the white, I'll show you. Okay?
Sir, நீங்க sign
Okay
பண்ணி
then.
post
Bye.
பண்ணிருங்க, sir.
Okay, ma. Post
Thank
பண்ணிடுறேன்.
you, sir.
Post பண்ணிடுறேன். Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I'm sorry that I'm leaving today so early, but can't help. No, like this is a government thing. என்ன பிள்ளை இந்த வரேன் பிள்ளை. ஒரு நிமிஷம் இரு, நான் இதை முடிச்சு க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிட்டு தானே வரேன்.